So I go on and sign in. So this is our platform. On the left side, you have the signal library, equities. You click, and then here you have signals in different categories. For example, if I go to accruals and click here, I have current operating working capital, the change in that, and I have description of it, the citation in the literature, a summary of that paper. You have also the original sample that is used to test this idea and the relationship that this signal has to the average returns. And then here you have a detailed description of its calculation. Now, let's go on and build up a portfolio together. So I can go on and let's say I want to invest with momentum, right? So I type momentum and here is my signal, price momentum. And I go on and drag and drop this signal here. Now, these signals, well, if you click on it, you can read more about it. And here you can set it up the way you want it, which formation period you want to choose. If you don't know what this is, no problem. Just hold your mouse here and then you can read about it. And the skip period length, if you want to, you're using a signal, right? So let's say based on that signal, you don't want to invest in the next month. You don't want to invest in 2 months ahead, 5 months ahead, whatever you want. And then the direction that it has. So the direction is important because, well, if you want to build a portfolio, you want to have your long portfolio, the assets that you want to buy, right? So if there is a negative relationship between the signal and the returns, you want to just take that into account so that the long portfolio represents the portfolio that you want to buy. Okay, nice. And let's set up our equities, right? So what assets and what characteristic we want to choose. So here is my equities. I just connected these two. I can go on and set up my back testing characteristics here, or I can click here. So let's just click here. Here I can choose my asset universe, right? Here you can like search between the countries. So Canada, I can choose that. And you can select Australia, any other country that you want. And here you can read about it, right? So what's the exchange, how many stocks it has, what's its market cap. Yeah. Now, next, we have the training period. Here, we're not training anything, right? So we're not going to use a model for now. So I'm going to choose, let's say 5 and the minimum. Then you can decide whether you want to invest on, let's say, very small stocks, right? Those are the stocks that, well, probably you don't want to invest on nano stocks, as we call them, right? You can also remove micro stocks, whatever you want. And to define these categories, you need a breakpoint, right? The size breakpoints, usually in the literature, we use NYSE breakpoints, but you can also choose exchange specific breakpoints, right? So let's say you're investing in Canada, you don't want to use the NYSE breakpoints. You want to use, let's say, the Toronto Stock Exchange breakpoints. That tells you the definition of what is a mega stock, what is a large stock, what's a small stock, right? Okay. And then you can choose your factor models and then the factor region, right? So if you're an investor in the US, right, and you want to use the factor models that are built in the US to compute your alpha, you can also choose a factor model based on the emerging market, based on the North America, Asia. Depends where, where you're investing from, right? What kind of perspective you want to have. Okay, and nice. And then I can go on and, well, drag my portfolio strategy and just connect these two. And the portfolio that I'm going to build is equal and value weighted portfolios. And well, let's say we want to choose 10 beans, right? 10 deciles. You can also change these. You want to read about it, you can read it here. And well, if you want to skip some periods, you don't want to invest. If you want to increase your hold period based on the signal, let's say you want to hold your portfolio for 5 months, 10 months, or only 1 month and rebalance it every month, right? Okay, and the binning approach, there are like different binning approach you can choose. You can read about it here. Let's say I go with ordinal rank allocation. And let's do something else with momentum. Let's limit our stocks to top 20 stocks. So I'm going to invest on top 20 stocks based on the price momentum in each of these portfolio bins. Great. And then I'm going to select a name, simple momentum. momentum strategy 1 to 5. Okay, and this is momentum strategy test. And you click run a strategy. And then it goes on and run it for you. Now you're gonna have the results. So once it's processed, you will receive the update via email, right? So that's why you have an email account. And when it's processed, you can look at the results. You can click here, but basically what it's gonna show you is that, well, the strategy is being processed, right? So you have to wait. Now let's go back to the strategy builder. I have more things to show you. So here we also have a strategy library. These are like the strategies that we already built and we keep building more, right? So these are right now US focused, right? And here you can search for, let's say I want a strategy based using asset growth, right? These are the strategies that use asset growth. And let's say I'm interested in asset growth 1 year, right? So I click on this strategy. These are already run. So these are already processed. You can go to the strategy analysis and look at the performance. But here you can look at the characteristics that it has, right? Different, you have a description of the strategy, and here you have the citation that tells you about like where in the literature it comes from. And let's say I like it, right? So I click plus and boom, I have the strategy here. Now I can go on and change it, change the values, or let's make it more interesting. Let's mix it with momentum. Okay, so I'm going to bring momentum here. And then I'm going to also cancel this simple average and bring in, let's say, decision tree. It's going to train these signals using um, decision trees, ML model. And then I'm gonna connect all of these. And I'm gonna call it asset growth uh, model. And this is the mix strategy. And well, what did we decide on? Yeah, let's focus on the US. And yeah, that's it. And let's run it. Okay, yeah, now it's running. Let's see if we receive an email. Yeah, here you see that we received an email telling us that, well, the simple momentum strategy is already done. Let's look at the results. So we go to the strategy analysis, and here we should have the results. Yeah, here, simple momentum strategy 125. I click on this and I have to wait for all the results to come here. Now let's look. This is our strategy that we designed together. This is the characteristics we're investing in the US and also in Canada. And here are equal-weighted results. First of all, this is the description that we wrote, right? And here is the data preparation. Just for you to know how the data are prepared, you can just read through it. Yeah. And you can you're looking now at equal weighted results. This is the Sharpe ratio, the average return, the CAPM alpha. These are all annualized. Again, the Sharpe ratio is also annualized. On the left side, you have the, let's say, long, like different, we build 10 portfolios, right? So you can go on, look at the short. And here we're looking at the long, and then you go on, we're looking at cumulative log return, cumulative return, and then here we have the value weighted results, the performance of the strategy, and cumulative return. And then here we have summary statistics. On the left side, you can just click and go through this. And we're looking at the risk adjusted return, equal weighted, value weighted. And if you remember, we limit this to, I think, 20 stocks. So it tells you how much you should invest for the next month on each of these stocks. And this is equal weighted and value weighted. If you're interested in, like, let's say, how many of these stocks to buy, you just put your amount here. Yeah, let's say this much. You want to invest $200,000, and it tells you how many to buy of each one of these stocks. And yes, so let me see, what else do I have? And here you can go and delete the strategy or update the strategy. And here, if you're interested to see the weights, like literally how much you invest on each asset in each portfolio in different time period, here you can look at it. So I just click on the weight analysis, and then here, for example, on 2021 November, this is how much I invested in each one of these stocks. And then you can change, right? And then see how your portfolio composition. And yeah, and here you can look at the, like, if you invest on an asset in a like a specific months, you can just type the asset, type the stock name, and then see if at some point you invested on that. And yeah, since we limit this to 20 stocks, so you're not seeing too many. Okay, nice. What else do I have to show you? Here we also have Signal World. So let's say we were interested to see what is the top momentum stock right now in Toronto Stock Exchange, right? So I'm gonna go to momentum, click here. Here it tells me a description about momentum signal. I just choose Toronto Stock Exchange and then click here. And then it goes on and like bring me the summary statistics for the signal, and also tells me which stocks on which dates have like the highest momentum, the lowest momentum. We will see. But let's see if we receive an email. Yeah, it looks like our analysis for asset growth momentum is finished. We're going to look into that, but first let's see. So Toronto Stock Exchange, this is a summary statistic. And here, let's say I go to July, right? So the last date that we have is July. Right now we are in August, so we are planning, like, this is monthly investing, right? And this stock has the highest momentum, is on the top decile, right? And then you can see the other stocks and how much momentum signal value they have. And here is the signal value over time. You can go on and I don't know, check a name that, yeah, for example, let's say this is another stock, and you can look at the value of the momentum signal for this stock over time. Nice. And then we have also the factor benchmark. The factor benchmark, uh, we have, like, we built factors for different MSI development regions and also countries. And we are looking at 5 factors. And here is the factor construction. This is a step by step of how, basically tells you how these factors are constructed. And yeah, so for example, for developed MSCI develop, yeah, MSCI developed category, you're looking at these countries. These are the exchanges. So among all the stocks, we go and build our factors. And as you can see, momentum seems to be doing well. Okay, and one last thing is basically looking at the last portfolio that we built. Let me see if, yeah, asset growth momentum. This is what we train. I think we use decision tree, decision tree. And yeah, it seems that it's doing okay in equal weighted terms. So 3%, the TS stat seems, yeah, not that significant. Okay, yeah, this is it. And please, if you encounter a problem or you have any, like, if you encounter an issue or you have any question, feel free to email me at az@sunjulian.io. And well, enjoy it.